First on our list is the infamous music producer, Phil Spector. Spector was a legend in the music industry, known for creating the wall of sound that changed pop music forever. But behind the scenes, he had a dark side. In 2003, actress Lana Clarkson was found dead in Spector's mansion. She had been shot in the mouth, and Spector was the last person to see her alive. Spector claimed it was an accidental suicide, but the evidence didn't add up. After years of legal battles, Spector was convicted of second-degree murder in 2009. The trial revealed a man who had a history of violence, especially towards women. His controlling and erratic behavior had been a well-kept secret in Hollywood, but this tragedy brought it all to light. Spector died in prison in 2021, leaving behind a legacy forever tarnished by his crime. Number 9. Oscar Pistorius, a South African sprinter who made history as the first double amputee to compete in the Olympics. Although not an American, Pistorius's fame and the nature of his crime drew massive attention in the US and around the world. In 2013, Pistorius shot and killed his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp, claiming he thought she was an intruder. The story shocked the world. Pistorius said he fired through a bathroom door in a moment of panic, but prosecutors argued it was a case of cold-blooded murder. The trial was full of drama, with Pistorius breaking down in tears multiple times. Initially, he was found guilty of manslaughter, but that was later upgraded to murder. Pistorius was sentenced to 13 years in prison. His fall from grace was fast and brutal, turning an inspiring hero into a cautionary tale. Number 8. Robert Blake. Robert Blake was a well-known actor, famous for his roles in Beretta and in Cold Blood. But his fame took a dark turn in 2001 when his wife, Bonnie Lee Bakley, was shot and killed outside a restaurant in Los Angeles. Blake claimed he had gone back inside the restaurant to retrieve a gun he accidentally left behind when Bakley was shot. The story seemed too bizarre to be true, and suspicion quickly fell on Blake. The case was full of twists and turns. Blake was charged with murder and went to trial in 2005. However, despite the circumstantial evidence, he was acquitted of the charges. The jury believed there wasn't enough proof to convict him. However, Blake was later found liable for her death in a civil trial and was ordered to pay $30 million to Bakley's children. The case remains one of Hollywood's most controversial, with many still believing Blake got away with murder. Number 7. Bryn Hartman. In 1998, Hollywood was shaken by the tragic murder-suicide involving Bryn Hartman, the wife of comedian and actor Phil Hartman. Phil, best known for his work on Saturday Night Live and The Simpsons, was a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. But behind the scenes, his marriage to Bryn was tumultuous, marked by substance abuse and mental health struggles. On the night of May 28, 1998, Bryn, after reportedly using alcohol and drugs, shot Phil while he was sleeping in their Los Angeles home. Bryn then drove to a friend's house, confessing the crime, before returning home and taking her own life. The incident left their 2 young children orphaned and devastated the comedy world, as Phil Hartman was at the height of his career and considered one of the greats in sketch comedy. The murder-suicide raised many questions about mental health and substance abuse, particularly the tragic consequences when left untreated. Phil's death marked the end of an era in comedy, and Bryn's actions left a legacy of grief and unanswered questions about the pressures of fame and personal demons. Number 6. Earl Hayes. Earl Hayes was an aspiring rapper and a member of Floyd Mayweather's entourage. Despite being close to fame, his life took a tragic and deadly turn in December 2014. Hayes was reportedly in a volatile relationship with his wife, Stephanie Mosley, a talented dancer and actress who appeared on the show Hit the Floor. Their marriage was plagued by allegations of infidelity, and things took a dark turn when Hayes became convinced that Stephanie had been unfaithful. On December 8, 2014, Hayes shot and killed Stephanie in their Los Angeles apartment before turning the gun on himself. Hayes was reportedly on the phone with Floyd Mayweather at the time, and the boxer later revealed he had tried to talk Hayes out of his deadly actions, but it was too late. The murder-suicide shocked both the entertainment and sports communities, as it highlighted the tragic consequences of unchecked jealousy and emotional instability. The incident serves as a heartbreaking reminder of the dangers of untreated emotional turmoil and how fame can sometimes intensify personal struggles. Hayes' actions not only ended his life, but also took away the promising future of Stephanie Mosley, a rising star in the entertainment world. Number 5. Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious was the bassist for the legendary punk band the Sex Pistols, known for his wild lifestyle and troubled relationship with Nancy Spungen. Their relationship was chaotic and fueled by drugs, and it all came to a tragic end in 1978 when Spungen was found dead in their hotel room, stabbed in the abdomen. Sid was immediately arrested for her murder. Vicious claimed he didn't remember what happened, but he was charged with her murder. Before he could go to trial, Sid died of a heroin overdose. The case was closed, leaving many questions unanswered. Was it a tragic accident, a drug-fueled fight gone wrong, or something else entirely? The Sid and Nancy story has since become a symbol of the dark side of fame and addiction, showing how quickly a life can spiral out of control. Number 4. Ray Caruth. Ray Caruth was a promising wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, but his career came to a screeching halt in 1999 when he was arrested for conspiring to kill his pregnant girlfriend, Cherika Adams. Caruth hired a hitman to shoot Adams because he didn't want to pay child support. Adams was shot 4 times, but managed to call 911 and implicate Caruth before falling into a coma. Adams died a month later, and her son was born prematurely with cerebral palsy due to the trauma. Caruth went on the run but was eventually captured and convicted of conspiracy to commit murder. He was sentenced to 18 years in prison and was released in 2018. The case shocked the sports world and highlighted the dark lengths some people will go to avoid responsibility. Caruth's actions left a permanent stain on his name and destroyed countless lives in the process. Number 3. O.J. Simpson. No list of celebrity crimes would be complete without mentioning O.J. Simpson. Once a beloved NFL star and actor, Simpson became infamous after being accused of murdering his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman, in 1994. The evidence seemed overwhelming. Blood at the scene matched Simpson's, and a bloody glove was found at his home. But the trial took on a life of its own, with Simpson's dream team of lawyers arguing that the LAPD had planted evidence to frame him. The trial was a media circus, captivating the nation. In 1995, Simpson was acquitted of the murders in a verdict that shocked the world. However, in a civil trial 2 years later, he was found liable for their deaths and ordered to pay millions to the victims' families. Simpson's life has been a roller coaster of legal troubles ever since, but the murder case remains his most infamous chapter, forever marking him as one of the most controversial figures in American history. Number 2. Michael Jace. Best known for his role as Julian Lowe on the TV show The Shield, seemed to have a successful career in Hollywood. But behind closed doors, his life was spiraling out of control. In 2014, Jace shot and killed his wife, April Jace, in their Los Angeles home. The couple had been arguing about their finances, and Jace, in a fit of rage, shot April in front of their 2 young children. Jace called 911 and confessed to the crime, telling the dispatcher that he had shot his wife. The trial was quick, and Jace was convicted of second-degree murder in 2016, receiving a sentence of 40 years to life in prison. The case was particularly tragic because of the devastating impact it had on their children, who witnessed the entire event. Michael Jace went from being a respected actor to a convicted murderer, with a story that shocked his fans and colleagues alike. And finally, we come to Chris Benoit, a professional wrestler who was once celebrated for his achievements in the ring. Benoit's career was full of accolades, but in 2007, his name became synonymous with one of the darkest moments in sports history. Over a 3-day period, Benoit killed his wife, Nancy, and their 7-year-old son, Daniel, before taking his own life. The details of the crime were horrifying, with Benoit strangling both his wife and son before hanging himself. The tragedy stunned the wrestling world and led to widespread speculation about what drove Benoit to commit such a heinous act. Many pointed to the effects of repeated head injuries and possible steroid use as contributing factors. The case also brought attention to the mental health struggles many athletes face, often behind closed doors. WWE quickly distanced itself from Benoit, erasing his legacy from their history. The incident remains a sobering reminder of how fame and physical tolls can culminate in unimaginable tragedy. And there you have it, 10 U.S. celebrities whose stories took a dark and deadly turn. These tragedies remind us that even those in the spotlight can have deep, dark secrets.